Welcome to the 2025 Ford Explorer Active. It is refreshed for 2025, a big mid-cycle refresh. And today we're going to take a look at the exterior features, the interior features, and get it out on the road for a test drive. And we'll talk about what's new and show you everything you get on this new base active model of the Explorer. So starting right up front, like I said, this is the base model. It is now called the Active, and this is still expensive. It's got a lot of upgrades here, and it's $48,000 with the all-wheel drive for a base model. But as you can see, this front end is completely changed. It still is similar, but you've got a different headlight design, different grille design. The bumpers are different, but we've got LED headlights. We've got the optional LED fog lights for the base model. So even if you get a base model, you can still get it outfitted quite a bit. And you can still go all the way up to the Platinum model as well. But you even have an LED turn signal here, so it's nice to see all LED up front. Part of the cost that we see on this is the Star White Metallic paint. This is about an $800 upgrade, so that's something that raises the price. Also, these optional 20-inch wheels are an upgrade here too. They look nice, but that's what makes this price go up. And it just shows that you can get quite a bit even with the base model. So this Active is a very well-equipped model, as you'll see when we hop inside. Another thing that is nice to see is that we've got a roof rack up above, so it gives you the ability to put some crossbars up there. And dimensionally, the Explorer is a little under 200 inches long, and ground clearance is just under 8 inches. Depending on the model, it can be just over 8 inches as well. And then coming to the back, another new design is the fascia of the back end. Still has that same look, the same kind of shape for the taillights, but things are redesigned. You've got a new element for the LED taillights, LED turn signals. We've even got a hitch receiver right there, four-wheel drive badging over there, and you can see the new Active trim branding over there as well. So, what do you think of the looks of this refreshed Explorer? Leave your comments down below. Now, coming to the back, the base model Explorer will still give us a power liftgate. You've got a little button on that side to lift it up. So power tailgate on all of these Explorers. We've got the buttons right up there to close it and to lock it. And then behind the third row, you're obviously gonna lack some space compared to some of the larger 3 rows or minivans especially, but this is still doable for some smaller suitcases, some smaller bags. And I love the split fold back here, so you can still have a third row option and part of it down. You've got some cargo ties down there. You've got a 12-volt power outlet, an LED light on this side, a mini little cargo net hook. As you can see there, that's on both sides. And then under here, you've got more available storage, so this is good to see as well. And under this floor, you will find a spare tire. Very happy to see that. You've also got some small cutouts. To get this headrest and seat down, you don't have to do anything special. You just pull this, headrest goes, and then the seat's gonna go as well. And to pull it back up, you can pull that strap. So one thing I really appreciate is how flat this folds right here. So a lot of you might just have the 2 seats right there, and then you've got a flat area back here, which is great. To fold this down, you've got a lever down here. Go ahead and pull that, and boom, that folds nice and flat too. Once you've got them all down, it's a really nice, seamless, flat load area. This is definitely a cavernous cargo area. All right, y'all, here is the key fob for our Explorer. Now we do have the Active Comfort package, so we have some upgrades. However, we get the smart key system, big Ford key fob, remote start on here. We've got the power lift gate on there, and the smart key system is the sensor in the back. You've got these little touch points to lock it, and you even have it on the back. I'm impressed with that. There's a lot of luxury vehicles that don't have or at least more expensive and premium vehicles that don't have that for the back door, which is surprising. But let's look at these seats. So these are the Active X material. They are a synthetic material. It is not leather, it's not cloth, but it does feel nice. You've got good bolstering right here. They are fairly comfortable seats, not as comfortable as most of the other Ford seats that I'm used to. And I feel like they changed these for this year. I'm not positive, but they feel different to me and a little less comfortable, but they're still overall a comfortable seat. Seat adjustment, we have 10-way power adjustment as total, including the 2-way lumbar support. So you have height and tilt and recline, scoot forward and backwards, all the good things. No memory settings on this model, but we have the optional heated steering wheel, which is great. These seats are also heated. So you got base model, heated seats, heated steering wheel. As you can see, we've got a manual tilt and telescoping wheel as well. Had no problems getting that where I wanted it to be. The heated seat controls and heated steering wheel controls are on the screen. I wish we had a real button, but it is pretty quick to get to and you can adjust it on there. Like I said, overall comfort is good, but I feel like something's a little different this year. And I don't know what it is. Maybe there's nothing and it might just be me. I just came out of the F-150, which I think has great seats, and this is a step down, but it's still comfortable. Now let's climb into the back seat. So one thing to note is this has the captain's chairs at no additional charge. So you can get this equipped how you want. You've also got the grab handle on both sides, so that is nice. There is a little bit of a lift getting into the second row, so that might be helpful for some people. We've got soft armrest right here. Up here is even soft as well, to my surprise. You've got this top bottle holder and a smaller bottle holder down below, which I think is great. The same ActiveX seating material. You can fold the seat down with that lever, recline it. You can even move these seats forward and backwards. So when I'm the driver, this is where I like to have the seat comfortably. I'm 5'9". For reference, I've got good leg room as the seat is right here, but I can scoot back even further and get more leg room and a good amount of foot space. So this is plenty comfortable. It's also very nice to see that we have our own climate control back here. So got fan speed, temperature control. You can even adjust where it is going. 2 USB-C charging ports right there and a 12-volt power outlet. We also have map pockets on both sides. And then pull this out. Look at those cute little things. 2 tiny little cup holders or storage areas, whatever you want to call it. So in the middle, big pass through. We also have these folding armrests. They do not ratchet. However, we get LED lighting. We've got the big coat hook and our own overhead AC vents as well. And then these seats can recline a fair bit. So I'm scooted back, seats reclined. It's pretty comfortable. It's really not bad at all. And these seats are actually kind of high to where your thighs feel like they have a good amount of support. Second row is nice. No shades on this trim. No heated seats on this trim. You know, it's the base model, even though it is still expensive, but it's a very spacious and practical second row. Now, climbing into the third row, I put that seat all the way back. This one's in the middle. And to fold it, you pull that lever. But to scoot it, if you don't want to go through the middle, you can pull this. Maybe not the easiest for a small child, but it's an option and it gives you a good amount of access to the third row. Take a look how low that third row is. This is something that you're going to sacrifice in a crossover compared to a minivan. But it is a long vehicle, long-ish, and I've got enough knee space. I mean, look at that. That's totally fine. Let me scooch over. If I sit, now we're running into problems here. If I sit behind this one, this seat is all the way back. I cannot sit here comfortably. My legs are jamming into it. But there's room in the middle. And if that's in the middle of its track where I could still sit comfortably, I could sit behind it. So that's good. That's great, actually. Overhead air vents and LED lights back here. We've also got little kind of storage nooks and crannies and cubbies. And then over here on this side, you're going to want to sit on this side because you've got 2 USB-C charging ports. So another thing you might be curious about, how's the headroom? Well, it's definitely plenty good. For a third row, this is all you need. I mean, you're probably not going to have anybody over 6 foot back here, but they might still fit with headroom. Now on the inside, push button start is right there. You can definitely tell you've got a small engine when you start it up. Don't love that, but that's just the way it is with so many vehicles nowadays. Now over here, we've got soft materials on the armrest, soft materials up above, which if you like to have your arm up there or rest your elbow here, it's actually a comfortable place to do it. You've got a pretty tall bottle holder right there, although it is fairly skinny, and then extra storage on the side. Things look similar to most Fords in terms of where like features and controls and buttons are. You've got your light settings or light controls down there. Open up your trunk back here. Even some nicer material on the inside here. Things are a little bit different. We've got a big standard screen now, about a 13-inch screen there, 12-inch screen here. And you've got practical shelving and storage. I like this shelf. You know, it's a good place to just quickly put some items, and it's got a nice grippy texture here. You've also got a section down there to put items and a long storage section so you can keep things hidden. You've got a 12-volt power outlet, USB-A, USB-C port. Back here, the cup holders work pretty well. For big drinks, small drinks, you can have handled drinks fit in there as well. But let's quickly talk about the driver display right here. So just like we've seen on other Ford products, you've got a variety of different things that you can see. I mean, there's a ton. So you can have your own customized My View where you can scroll through different areas, different trip computers, etc. You've got a lot of information on here, and you can customize what goes into that My View and see different pieces of information pretty much however you want. I mean, take a look at this. This is kind of wild. And then it's just like the F-150. I mean, it's, you know, this is a high-end display for the most part for a base model. And going over here, we now have a Google-based infotainment system here. So we have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It can take up the whole screen like this. Otherwise, if we get back out of here, let's go ahead and shrink it down. You can keep the Ford system here, hit the home button, and check it out. We've got a completely different system. This is a lot different than the sync system I just showed you in the F-150. It takes getting used to. There's a whole bunch of different stuff on here, and now this runs on Google Maps. So that is nice. You can use voice control to activate that, or you still have the ability to run your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. So I definitely appreciate that. I don't love, however, how the climate controls and whatnot are pretty much isolated to the screen. We have no physical climate control knobs anywhere down here. We have a volume button, auto stop start. This is for the parking sensors, the parking chimes. We have a quick access button to our camera. Let's actually put it in reverse. Just a regular backup camera. Obviously, you can't expect to have a 360 camera on the base model, but you can get 360 cameras on the Ford Explorers. Brake hold button over there, and put it back here. Like I was saying, you can expand the climate controls by touching the screen, if it's going to work. It's not working. Okay. We've also got auto, to where you can have the 3-tiered auto settings, which I like the 1, 2, and 3 tier for the auto. Temperature control here. Why is this not going? Okay. Well, we'll just not do that. Like I showed you the heated seat functions over here. I just wish we had some physical controls for that. I like having knobs and buttons. That would probably kind of take away some of our extra storage here, but I'm okay with that. That's just me. Back here, we've got one more little section. We've got a soft armrest here. Lift this up, and we've got a big, deep storage bin. 2 USB-C charging ports in there as well. Going over to the glove box. Pretty good sized glove box overall. We got the unique material here. This is almost like a speaker grill kind of material, softer material here. You know, it's different than the glossy black that you see in a lot of vehicles. Even right here, it's not a glossy black, so I'm appreciative of that from Ford. We've got a manual flipping mirror on this particular model, but one thing that we have that's surprising to me is the garage controls. We've got little LED ambient lighting at night. Always looks good. Little gentle blue glow. Then LED interior lighting, sunglass holder. And there's no sunroof or moonroof on this particular model, but obviously you can get those. I'm showing you the base model, which is very well equipped to my surprise as well. We even have the driver assist features here, like lane centering, radar cruise control. You've got the emergency braking, all the driver assist features that you would expect. And visibility out the back, those headrests are definitely a little bit rough for the second row looking out. So visibility is not great, but it's not really great out of any of these crossovers. You will get blind spot monitoring in the mirror, right over there though. For 2025, even though we've got a big refresh on the outside and on the inside, under the hood, things are going to stay the same. So this, I thought this had a hydraulic hood right here. Let me get this set up. That's better. It's going to come with their 2.3 liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder turbo, just like it did before, with a good amount of power and torque, 300 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, and it comes with Ford's 10-speed automatic transmission. Obviously, those other trims, especially the ST, are going to give you more power, more torque, and a pretty peppy engine. We'll talk about how this drives in a little bit, and it can be either rear-wheel drive, not front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive. And the miles per gallon for this all-wheel drive model is 20 city, 27 highway, and 23 combined. One of the big perks to the Explorer is that the towing is over 5,000 pounds up to 5,300. So very versatile vehicle with that towing capability. All right, y'all, we are now behind the wheel of the Ford Explorer, and powertrain wise, nothing changes for 2025. You see the changes on the inside and the changes on the outside, and I have mixed feelings driving the Explorer. I think as a platform and as a vehicle as a whole, it drives well. Like, it handles well, it feels pretty solid. I think it has a bit of a firm ride at times. And depending on the wheel size, we've got upgraded larger 20-inch wheels here, so that might aid into that as well, but it's a fairly quiet vehicle. The one thing I'm not a fan of though is the I don't know, the way the engine and transmission feels sometimes. It just feels a little delayed, it feels a little laggy. It's very powerful and it's got good torque, especially for the size of the engine, but there's times where it feels like a really small engine and it's just like, it's not as smooth as some naturally aspirated, you know, previous engines that we've seen, the V6s. The 10-speed seems to kind of think a little bit at times, although it has been smooth with like getting on the pedal, you know, really putting the hammer down. We'll test it out, we'll get on it in this test drive. But ergonomically in here, I think this interior functions very well. You know, you've got good visibility here. You don't really even have to mess with it if you don't want. You've got a few screens you can go between and you can customize what information you see. This is easy to reach for me. You've got Google built in. You've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto if you want to use that too. And good storage in here as well. Now, you can probably hear as we have been accelerating, it's pretty smooth, just shifting up, shifting up. But at low speeds is when it really starts to get me, when I'm like, oh yeah, this is a little turbo 4-cylinder. But like I said, the power is definitely good and, you know, on par for the class. Probably a little bit more than most other vehicles at 300 horsepower. A little stiff on the ride, but the handling is good. The noise is good for the most part. It's a very well balanced vehicle. Little bit of pedal, and when you really do get on that turbo, you get that torque that comes out very quick. And I think the handling is up there with the best of them for these crossovers. Things have improved recently with newer crossovers to where they don't feel quite so minivan-esque or boat-ish. They feel more car-like and fairly sporty. Pedal down. Gets you moving. So if you've got people in here, you can rest assured that you're going to have good power and good torque and a fairly quiet vehicle. I think for a family hauler, this is more than adequate to get moving, to be quiet, to be fairly comfortable as well. Now, if you are cross-shopping this with Lincoln, that Lincoln that I was in several years ago, the Aviator, was quite a rough ride. And this is better, but neither of them have plush rides. At least it didn't several years back. So something to keep in mind. And you can really outfit and equip this Explorer with a lot of features. You bump up in trim, you get very expensive, as this one is creeping up on 50 grand already, but you can get them with all the bells and whistles if you want. So if you're looking at a high trim level of a different 3-row crossover and you're like, oh, this has all the bells and whistles, this can too, you just got to pay for it. One thing I didn't talk about is the drive mode, but we've got multiple different drive modes. We've got normal, you've got your like wintry type, slippery, wet, icy, off-road as well. So it will automatically change with those. Then we've got eco and sport, and let me hammer down on sport. Ford even gives you a little extra fun with the sound there. So you've also got a tow haul. So you got a bunch of different drive modes. I've kept it in normal pretty much the whole week. Normal's all you really need to keep it in. You don't have to change it, but you can. And to wrap things up on this Ford Explorer, you know, the Ford Explorer has been a great selling 3-row crossover for decades for a reason. It's got good space, it's got good capability. I mean, you've got the all-wheel drive, you've got the towing capability as well, 5,300 pounds. All 3 rows can accommodate a good amount of sizes of people. You've got a lot of features in here. You've got the Ford loyalty for a lot of different people as well. So I think you really can't go wrong with this when looking at all the 3-row crossovers. There certainly are other good options. It really depends on what the finer details are to you. If you want the turbo with the 10-cylinder, or if you want a naturally aspirated V6, which is going away. Looking at Honda still got theirs, but that's just the way things are going. And I hope you enjoyed this drive. Let me know what you think of the Ford Explorer down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.